So we're back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about why most people fail with their agencies, especially in 2025. And I've brought on Will again. He's back in another video. And I just want to dive straight into it. Look, a lot of individuals nowadays, they want to jump into the business model of starting a marketing agency. We've both been in the space now, combined probably 16 years of experience. Will's been running his agency for over 8 years now. I've also been running my agency for up to 8 years. And honestly, we just want to dive straight into it. I want to give you the complete raw insights into what it's actually like running an agency and why most people fail with their marketing agencies. Because a lot of people, they dive into the business model. They think it's a get-rich-quick scheme. It's one of those business models that genuinely, it's not how it used to be back in 2018. When we first started, it was a very different game. We're now in 2025, and I'm going to be real with you. It is nothing like it used to be in 2018. So I want to be as transparent as possible. We want to give you our insights. We've been in the game long enough. Unlike most of these marketers and gurus online, we are going to give you the shit. We're not going to give you the fluff. I want you to understand what you're getting yourself into. And even people watching this right now, if you're running a marketing agency, I'm telling you now, stick around to the end of this video because it's going to be an important one. You're going to gain a lot of insights. And I just want to be real with the people who are looking to get into the business model and they don't know whether it's actually for them because, too many guys come into this, women as well, and they just completely flop. A few months go by and they think the business model is not for them. So we're going to dive straight into it. Today we're going to be talking about pretty much, discipline, why most people fail with the agency. So first of all, I want to talk about, lack of discipline. A lot of people get into this business model and they believe that they can spend 30 minutes to an hour on the business model itself. They think, okay, we can outsource everything from the beginning and they don't even need to sort of jump on board actually delivering the services themselves. They think they can just outsource, which I think is complete utter shit. I don't know what your opinion is on that.
Yeah, exactly. You need to be, particularly at the start, you're going to be in the trenches, you're going to be doing the outreach, you're going to be obviously having to learn ads to a certain extent as well, because let's say you get someone on a sales call, you want to be able to obviously talk the talk. Particularly if some of these business owners know more about ads than you do, if they've ran ads before, anything like that as well. There's a lot of people who just assume that, like you say, they make it sound too easy, and they're only trying to make it sound too easy so they can sell you on a course. So, you need to be kind of ready to, you're the business owner. If it's even with things like, if we've got a client, you have to be willing to take kind of full accountability for everything. So let's say you've got a client, their ads get banned, their ad account gets banned. That's not technically your fault. It's obviously in Facebook's hands. But it is your fault because they're paying you. So basically, you kind of have to take accountability for that. Okay, you haven't caused the problem, but you need to find the solution. And I think that's what people need. We need to be kind of willing to step up and do. It's the same as like we coach a lot of people, and it comes down to initiative. Like people will ask me some questions, and I don't know the answer off the top of my head. But the first thing I'm going to do is Google it, and I'll find the answer and I'll send it back. And it's like, but realistically, they should have just Googled it. So having that initiative and having that kind of discipline is really important, particularly in the early stages.
Yeah, especially with, Meta, obviously paid advertising, that's the main service we've been delivering over the last 8 years. And especially with Meta, Google, it's a world where it's evolving quickly. There's rapid changes month in, month out. You've got to stay on top of it. And we obviously work with agency owners as well on the side of running our agencies, and the biggest problem I face is just individuals who literally, like you said, it's a simple search, a simple fix, but yet they're sort of asking these silly questions and kind of wasting time. Just having that initiative. So again, that's one point I wanted to touch on. My second point was a lot of people, they buy into these courses, buy into these coaching programs and starting an agency, yet they think that within month one, they should be signing clients and they should hit at least 5K within their agency. Look, when I first started, I went down a very different route. I spent a whole year literally working with a business. I tried to gain as much experience as I could. Will went down the traditional route. You went to university, didn't you?
I did. Worked in a print advertising agency after that.
Yeah, well, as young as Will looks, he's 33 years of age, so he's got the experience and he went down the traditional route. Obviously, as some of you may know, I dropped out of school at 17 years old and I went straight in. I didn't want to waste time in education. I dived headfirst into the space, and pretty much off the back end of that, working with that first brand for a year, gained a lot of experience from that to then obviously go on my own and actually sort of sign clients off the back end of it. But, you got to understand, if you are getting into the business more now, it's not as simple as buying into a course and expecting to be making 5K a month within the first month. If you're getting into this, especially with no sort of help, especially with no sort of partnership, and you're just buying a course and expecting just to watch some videos and sign clients, it's not going to happen. It's generally not going to happen. And that's why I say it to everyone. When you're first starting out, building your foundations, understanding, kind of sharpening your sword, understanding service delivery, doing everything you can so that you're an A1 provider in the space. That's what you should be doing. A lot of guys don't, they just think, yeah, let's just go outsource this. No, I just want to be the, because, you know, a lot of these course sellers and info, you know, these guys in the guru space, they will tell you, oh, it's an easy business model. You know, you don't need to, you can be sunbathing on the beach. You know, I get that. It sells you sort of the dream on starting an agency, but it's just not like that at the beginning. You're going to be in the trenches every single day.
100%.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything you want to add.
No, it's also it's building the client relationships up as well. Like, you might not get the results off the back, but it's learning how to, you know, say to the client effectively, if you haven't got the result, as long as you can come back to them and say, we haven't got the result, but this is what we're looking to test next. That's really important. Like, a lot of agencies, if the client comes to you and you say, I haven't got the result, and you kind of go, they go, what do you want to do next? And you just shrug your shoulders. Like, what are they paying you for? I mean, there's one client we've had where they were working with, they went through 6 agencies in 6 months, and then they've worked with us now for nearly 3 years. But that was like, you know, I'd been working at Apple on the Genius Bar for the last few years. Like, I dealt with very difficult customers. That came in unbelievably like helpful when dealing with this client. But that was that first part, but it was basically just constantly going to them. And one thing that I really like doing with stuff like this as well is bringing up the issue before they do. So if you get on a call with a client and things haven't gone well, you could jump on with them and say, look, really glad I got on this call with you because things haven't been going so well, and I would love to go through some ideas about how we can do that. So you're like really proactive, rather than them coming to you and being like, why aren't the results great? You're bringing it up and you're delivering a solution straight away.
No, totally agree. No, next point. This is a big one because I see too many agency owners doing this at the beginning stage, which is, they're not building up their foundations in the correct way. You know, a lot of these guys in the space, back in 2018, yes, maybe they signed some clients without having a website. Maybe they send some clients without having a profile and they just did some cold calls. I get it. But honestly, in 2025, if you don't have a fucking website, if you don't have an Instagram account, come on, you can't expect to sign clients. Business owners aren't going to take you serious. You got to understand, we're in a business model now where people are receiving hundreds of DMs, thousands of emails week in, week out, and you expect to not have a website and you expect some guy on the other end of the phone to give you his money, to give you his trust when you've got nothing to show for yourself. It's just not going to happen, especially beginners. They come into this business model with no results, no probably marketing experience. They've watched a few videos and now they call themselves a marketing guru or expert in their bio. You've got to have a website, you've got to have an Instagram account, and it has to be to a professional level. A lot of there's so many copy-paste agencies out there, and that's what kind of annoys me, but it's an advantage to people like ourselves because people come onto our website, they see the clients we've worked with. So again, it kind of gives us that advantage because there's too many copy-paste agencies who have crappy websites. They've got bad Instagram accounts. I receive DMs on a weekly basis from people literally saying, I can help grow your account to 100k followers. And then I click on their profile and they've got 20 followers and they've got one post. It's like, who in this world is going to take you seriously? Like, it's actually laughable. Now, people are going to ask this because Will went down a very different route to me. I'm someone that loves to get behind the camera. I love to build up my personal brand. Like, I actually enjoy doing that. And obviously, when it comes to signing clients, that gives me an advantage. Will is someone who, to be honest, the last 8 years, you've been pretty much behind your computer. He's had an Instagram. When I first met Will, he's had an Instagram account. I'm pretty sure he had 80 followers.
0 posts, yeah. And this was the thing, like to the point, my profile picture was just me, like I was doing a skydive. So like when I first met Matty, like it was through the online world first. He didn't know what I looked like. It was all very much behind the scenes. But I grew the agency, signed one client, got a referral, and basically grew it like that. So just like always focusing on delivering the best result. Now, as great as that sounds, you're running your agency on luck. You never know when someone's going to refer you to someone else. You kind of hope you do. You give them incentives, but it's meant my growth would have been significantly quicker, and I probably have a much larger agency now had I have gone in and done the outreach and built up the personal brand and gone down that route far sooner. Now, of course, we're partnered. Matty's kind of the front end. That's what he does. It means I can stay behind the scenes delivering the result, which is awesome. But in those initial stages, even more so now than it ever was back then, it's so much more important to have that authority through your socials and everything as well.
Yeah, 100%. And that's honestly why we've partnered up, because I'm someone that loves being the business owner. I love sort of overseeing it, making sure the team are delivering results. Will's someone who actively really enjoys delivering the results for clients. So now that we've partnered up, it's just a win-win for both of us, really. So our main new agency is called Booster Agency. You can look it up online, www.boosteragency.com.
Without the E.
Yeah, without the E in Booster. But then again, we also got our separate business, which is Agency Booster. The biggest problem, agency owners come into this business model and they think, okay, great, I'm going to go for a course, I'm going to sign clients. Look, in 2025, it's near to impossible. Like, there are ways around it, and that's why obviously we do preach and we do teach methods where you can sign clients without any prior results. That's fine, it's just a longer route. But what Will and I have kind of created and what we've basically added to the business model itself is actually authority-based partnerships. So what we're essentially doing at the moment is we're being a plug and play for beginners, because a lot of you've got to understand, if you're coming into this business model and you think, okay, great, gone through the course, going to start outreach, it's going to be a walk in the park. It's just not. You're going to speak to business owners. They're not, to be honest, firstly, you're probably not even going to be able to book a sales call. On top of that, you're going to be on these sales calls and they're probably going to laugh you off the call because you've got no results to show. And it's funny because a lot of these gurus tell you, yeah, niche down from the beginning, all of this. Our agencies over the last 8 years, we're pretty broad. We work with all kinds of industries, and we can do that because we deliver an A1 service. So that's what we specialize in. But when you're beginning, everyone goes down the route, I'm going to niche down because it's going to give me the authority. I'm going to have the advantage over all these other agencies. But no, you're going to be speaking to someone. If you're a solar agency, you're going to be speaking to a solar business owner. They're going to say, okay, if you're such a niche specialist, show me what other solar companies you worked with. And it's just funny now because I see so many people struggling, and it is a shame. But it is a shame, and that's why I've jumped on this, because I never wanted to be a marketing guru, someone that sells courses, and that's why I've gone that extra level where actually now people come to us. Will and I, we work with around 10 agency individuals every single month. They come to us. We literally help them with all their foundations, with all of their outreach systems. On top of that, we leverage our results with you guys so that you can actually sign your first 3 clients. And then basically off the back end of that, you've clients under your belt. Now you can actually have the expertise to go on the back end of that.
Yeah, it's working in now.
Yeah. And now off the back end of that, you've actually got the expertise so that you can actually go and sign clients by yourself, because that's the biggest issue. When you're starting out, you've got no prior results, you've never worked with anyone, and you've got nothing to show yourself when you're actually on a call with a business owner. And that's where Will and I, we've literally changed the game. And obviously it's quite limited with who we can work with, just because it's not something where we can do it at scale. At the moment we're pretty limited, where we take on around 5 to 10 agencies every month. But anyone that's probably watching this now, if you are an agency owner and you've been in the trenches for 6 months and you still can't sign a client, you probably understand the pain. And then that's why we sort of break the barrier, where literally you come to us, we help you with the foundations, and then we even jump on the sales calls with you. Because,
It's not only that either. It's like, I know when I first started and I'd watch a guru and they'd say, like, this is how you run Facebook ads. I'd never ran them myself, and I had complete imposter syndrome about whether I would be able to deliver the result. And I think naturally when I was on a sales call, that probably came across. So people just pick up on it. Like, you're so much more confident when you know you can actually do something. So part of our offer as well, of course, is with that first client as well, yes, we'll help you get them over the line. We'll actually help you manage it as well. So that then gives you the confidence where you can say, well, do you know what? Once we do sign our first client, we can then get the result, because again, you'll be working with me, we're working with a team. We'll just help you deliver the result. Yeah. So you've got that plug and play off the bat. Yeah,
exactly. As well as said it, we've pretty much created something where it is a plug and play, but at the same time, we're holding your hand through the journey. Because what we don't want, especially with individuals I've helped, been doing this now for coming up to a year, agency owners that we've helped, a lot of them want to understand every step of the way, because then again, when we help them sign their first 3 clients, that's kind of our offer. We work with people until we help them sign 3 clients. Once they've signed the 3 clients, then they can go into the world by themselves, having that experience and actually understanding step by step how to deliver results. We got a lot of people now as well. To be honest, they want to be the sort of business owner where they're just overseeing everything. And that's where we've kind of provided the opportunity where actually they can just carry on doing outreach and obviously trying to sign clients. And we've pretty much got a team of media buyers, a team that we've trained, and literally is taken years to train people, but we've trained a team so that we can essentially still be a plug and play full service delivery, whether you're in a position and you don't actually want to sort of run the ads yourself, you don't want to manage your own team. Bit of light flickering there. But again, this is why we've kind of changed the game, because there's a lot of these marketing gurus who say they scaled their agency 10K a month and now they've come out of a course. We literally, there's no reason why people can't win, because we got insane results over the last 8 years, and that's all business owners want to see. And a lot of people always ask me, but why would you do this for us? You got to understand, there's so many business owners out there. People don't realize that. There's so many business owners out there. We're in the position now with our agencies where actually we only want to work with the top 1%. We want to work with people on pay and results basis, because we obviously want to work with quality clients where they're spending upwards of 100 grand a day. They're spending upwards of 200 grand a month, whatever it may be. We want to work with those kind of people where we're actually getting, instead of retainers, we're getting commission, because we know we can deliver results. But there's individuals out there like yourself that are watching this now saying, oh, I'll be more than happy with a £2,000, a $3,000 retainer. And that's what we're kind of helping you achieve. Just get your foot in the door, sign those clients. We jump on the sales calls with you. I literally been personally doing it myself now for this whole year, where I literally just jump on sales calls and leverage the results. And it's as easy as that, really. So yeah, I just wanted to sort of add this into the video itself, because I know a lot of you watching this now, you've been doing the 6 months of DMs, 6 months of emails, you're just getting nowhere with the agency. I get it. I literally was in the same position at one point with my agency, and it's frustrating. And that was back then. I don't want to imagine what it's like in 2025. But unfortunately, I do know what it's like, because I'm in a lot of these groups. I'm in a lot of these courses myself, and I've just seen it all. So yeah, it's just something I wanted to add in. Now, discipline's a big one though, because I mentioned this, and it's all well and great what we provide. And I've even had it with students I've worked with where people just don't put the work in. You know, I'm handing it to them on the plate, but they just don't put the work in. A lot of people slack. They just can't get the task done. Like, I'll jump on a call with someone and I'll say, like, how come you haven't booked any calls in? I say, have you hit your 50 DMs a day? Have you hit your 100 emails, every other day? Have you done that? And they just say, oh no, I didn't. I've been slacking a bit. And it's like, come on. If you really want this, you're going to put the effort in. Having a strong why, having a strong reason why you're starting the business model. Like, a lot of people get into this business model because they want the freedom to travel. Maybe it's for your family, whatever it may be. Literally the other day, I got a tattoo on my arm just before New Year saying, remember your why. Again, it's just something on my wrist that's now going to remind me every single day why I work hard day in, day out. I do it for my family. You may be doing it for other reasons. Again, it's just having that strong why, so that day in, day out, there's no reason why you're going to slack. Like, yesterday, I had a huge to-do list. It was the 1st of January. I didn't go to bed till 2 a.m. because I wanted to get every single thing done. I didn't want to start the year like a little fucking pussy and not get things done and then wake up tomorrow saying, oh, I'm going to do it then. I wanted to get everything done. And I see it with students. It's like, they buy into what I'm offering, and I'm pretty much handing it to them on the plate. And obviously it's quite hard for me to always pick and choose who's going to put the work in. But then it's like, look, all you've got to do is set yourself the task and do it day in, day out. And there's no reason why you'll fail. So it's important to add.
But contrary to that as well, like, it is about finding what's best for you as well. Because I know when I started, I was given, a lot of people would say to me stuff like, your why's not strong enough. And I'd get like the 5-minute journal and I'd go through that. Then I found out I got ADHD, full diagnosis, so went down that kind of route. I work in a very different way to Matty. Like, the way that for me to focus, I put my AirPods on, I put a film on, and I do the work at the same time. I can't focus unless there's something distracting me in the background, which I know sounds really strange, but once I figured that out, now I can control it and I can focus kind of when I want to. So it might be a situation where you do work very differently to someone else, and some people do work they're very good at kind of being regimented, but it's in their own little way. But you just need to find out whatever works for you. Maybe that is diving into your why. That is a really, really important part. But whatever you need to do to basically get the job done, that's going to be your kind of the bit, because at the end of the day, you have to be hitting the numbers. That's the only way you're going to get the result.
100%. And, if you've stuck around to the end of this video, it's just one of those things where in life, any business model, if you're procrastinating day in, day out, you're just not going to get anywhere. It's a hard one. A lot of people struggle with procrastination. A lot of people just generally day in, day out, they wonder why it's not working for them. And it just simply comes down to putting the work in and staying disciplined. Like I always say to people, discipline over motivation. You can't sit on your phone every single day looking at these gurus, looking at these other guys that you want to be like. You've just got to put the work in. It's as simple as that. I know it can be boring, it can be tedious, but if you want this life, I'm in such a fortunate position now where, we're traveling the world and we're currently over in Sydney, we're living in Bali, we're soon setting up our company in Dubai. It's one of those things where you've got to work hard if you want this life. And it's just too many people, they want this life, but they really don't actually want it. Yeah. They don't try hard enough. So I don't want to ramble on for too long. We're coming up to the 20-minute mark. But again, Will and I, we really want to change the agency space. There's too many of these, just coaches that are just providing you with the wrong information. They're making it sound like it's the best business model out there. They're trying to make it sound like everything's easy, everything's seamless. It is a great business model, but you got to put the work in, and it's not as easy as it seems. Obviously, with what we're providing with the partnerships, we are sort of breaking that barrier. We're making it as seamless as possible so that people who do want to start, they can gain that experience from the get-go, and they can actually get their foot in the door and realistically get their first few clients within a month, within 2 months. So again, hope you enjoyed the video.